Welcome to the Year of Handicrafts, the podcast where we journey into the heart of Saudi Arabia's traditional arts and celebrate the hands that have shaped culture for generations. I'm your host, Wallahi Hassoun, and today we are carving our way into a craft that's as essential as it is beautiful: woodworking. Wood is the principal strengthening and nutrient-conducting tissue of trees and other plants, and one of the most abundant and versatile natural materials. Wood comes in many colors and grain patterns. It is strong in relation to its weight, insulating to heat and electricity, and has favorable acoustic properties. It also gives a feeling of warmth that materials like metal and stone lack, and is relatively easy to work with as a material. Wood has been in use since humans first appeared on Earth. Wood's unique structure, composed of cellulose fibers bound together by lignin, gives it remarkable properties. It combines strength and flexibility. It can absorb shocks and is able to carry heavy loads relative to its weight. These traits make it invaluable for construction, for furniture, for musical instruments, and many other products where lightness and durability are important. Whether it's building majestic wooden ships that once braved the Red Sea and Arabian Gulf, or crafting the elegant wooden bowls or rafts for thatched dwellings, woodworking in Saudi Arabia isn't just about form, it's about function, community, and heritage. So let's get to work and explore the tools, the textures, and the timeless talent behind Saudi woodworking. Woodworking has been practiced in Saudi Arabia for centuries, with every region developing its own specialties based on local needs and available materials. In the coastal regions, woodworking became closely tied to the sea. Shipbuilding became essential for fishing, trade, and travel. Meanwhile, in the inland and mountain regions, artisans crafted wooden household items, furnitures, doors, and intricately carved bowls, part of a tradition known as a sahfa. This craft wasn't just practical, it was personal. Each piece held the marks of its maker, hand-chiseled patterns, regional designs, and a story carved into every curve. Let's begin at the shore on the coast of both eastern and western Saudi Arabia, where the craft of traditional wooden shipbuilding once thrived. Ship carpenters were highly skilled artisans. Their job? To build strong, seaworthy vessels using no blueprints, no power tools, just intuition, inherited knowledge, and deep respect for wood. The process began with selecting the right timber. Teak was highly valued for its durability. Frames were shaped by hand. Hulls were sealed with natural fibers and tar, and every plank was joined by wooden pegs, not nails. The result? Iconic Arabian wooden ships that carried goods, pearls, and people across the waters of the Gulf and beyond. In its heyday, shipbuilding wasn't just a profession, it was the lifeline of coastal communities. Today, though modern materials have taken over, the craft still lives on in specialized workshops and cultural heritage initiatives that keep the art alive. Now, let's travel inland to the cool highlands of Asir, Najran, and Al-Baha, where a different form of woodworking has long flourished: a sahfa, the carving of wooden dishes, utensils, and serving trays. Known for their rustic beauty and practical use, these wooden items were once essential in Saudi households, used for grinding spices, preparing food, or serving dates and coffee. Process? It starts with carefully selecting native wood like a sidr, jujube tree, or juniper, both prized for their durability and unique grain. The artisan then uses axes, chisels, and carving knives to shape the wood, hollow it out, and smooth its surface. No two items were alike. Some bowls were left plain. Others are decorated with geometric patterns, charred edges, or even inlaid with bits of metal or bone. And just like the shipbuilders of the coast, a sahfa craftsman learned their skills not from manuals, but from fathers, from uncles, and grandfathers. It's a living knowledge passed down with pride. In the Arab world, gifting perfumes and fragrances is a long-standing tradition passed down through generations, reflecting the region's deep appreciation for scent. Among the most cherished forms is al-bukhur, a fragrant wood chip incense known for its warm, rich aroma and cultural significance. Bukhur is typically burned in al-mabkhara, a decorated incense burner, releasing aromatic smoke that creates an atmosphere of comfort and nostalgia. The essence is made from agarwood chips infused with oils like jasmine, sandalwood, amber, or citrus, then compressed into blocks for easy burning. Bukhur is used in the Middle East as a fragrance and an insect repellent. Its influence spread widely, used by ancient Greeks, Romans, and Egyptians. Today, it continues to be popular across the Middle East, found in homes, hotels, and even religious sites such as the Holy Kaaba, where it is used daily to promote a sense of peace and spiritual calm. But woodworking in the kingdom does not stop there. Najdi doors are a major part of Saudi handicrafts. Known for their intricate and colorful decorations, are a distinctive element of Central Saudi Arabia's cultural heritage. These doors were central features in traditional homes, especially in the majlis, the guest reception area. Inspired by local nature, the designs incorporated motifs like palm fronds, wild plants, sun rays, and mountains, often carved as triangles or circular patterns. Decorations were created using natural dyes from sources like acacia and pomegranate, and later enhanced with imported powders and traditional binders for longevity and brightness. Each region, including cities like Riyadh and Uneza, had its own decorative identity, and artisans passed their craft down through generations. The complexity of a door's design often reflected the homeowner's wealth and social status. Decorations were not limited to doors. Wall engravings followed different stylistic rules, with separate craftsmen handling each. The designs favoring geometric and plant-based motifs. Functional decorative elements served as both aesthetic and practical purposes, diverting rainwater and managing light or smoke flow. These elaborately adorned doors served not only as architectural features, but also as cultural experiences, engaging guests visually and emotionally, and conveying a deep sense of hospitality and tradition. Like many traditional crafts, woodworking in Saudi Arabia faces a crossroads. With the rise of mass-produced goods, plasticware, and modern furniture, the demand for handmade wooden items has declined. Fewer young people are taking up the craft, and some workshops have shut their doors. But that's not the whole story. In recent years, there's been a revival, a renewed appreciation for natural materials, sustainable craftsmanship, and cultural heritage. Artisans are now showcasing their woodworking in museums and cultural festivals and even global design markets. Traditional wooden ships are being restored as floating museums, and carved bowls are reappearing in upscale cafes and designer homes. And woodworking workshops are once again opening their doors, not just to produce, but to teach. There's something timeless about the feel of carved wood, the smell of fresh sawdust, and the sight of a handcrafted object made with love, labor, and legacy. Woodworking in Saudi Arabia is more than just shaping timber. It's about shaping identity, from the ships that carried our stories across the sea to the carved bowls that served generations of families. Every piece of wood carries a piece of who we are. So the next time you see a handcrafted spoon or a carved door, pause for a moment. You're not just looking at an object. You're looking at history made by hands that remembered every stroke of the blade. Thanks for joining us today on Year of Handicrafts. We hope this episode inspired you. We'll be back soon with another episode, another material, and another story from the heart of Saudi Arabia. Until then, stay curious and keep the tradition alive.
The sound of Arabia.